your Gavin. Read those books in a blink, oh yeah. Grab yourself a hot drink cause you're watching How to Train Your Gavin.
Yep, that's me.
Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Train Your Gavin. I am doing my TBR for April, which will also be my OWLs TBR. The OWLs is part of the Magical Readathon, which is hosted by G at Book Roast, and this will be my second year doing this. And also, sorry, I have a bit of a cold. My voice probably isn't the best. So yeah, this is my second time doing this, and it was the OWLs last year that prompted me to make my booktube channel, so I can't believe it's almost been a year now. But yeah, I will talk about the OWLs and the Magical Readathon. So the Magical Readathon is a month-long readathon that happens in April and August, and it's all to do with Harry Potter and the examinations that are taken in Harry Potter, but it's more fun than that. As you saw in the opening there, I got my letter from Hogwarts, finally. I'm only 27 years old, you know, you're never too late to be a mature student at Hogwarts. But Jay has made so many materials for this readathon, including the letter from Minerva McGonagall. So this lets you know about the examinations and what the schedule is and all the things to do with careers, and it's fantastic. And on the other side is a list of the subjects with the prompts. So what you really have to do is pick a career from the Wizarding Careers guidebook, which, oh my god, it's huge, but it's amazing. Like, the amount of effort that Jay puts into the Magical Readathon is so inspirational, and there are so many different careers I can pick. I think I might go for Culinary Sorcerer though, because I have some ideas for vlogs. So I think Culinary Sorcerer, which means I only really need to do 4 OWLs, which are Arithmancy, Charms, Herbology and Potions. But I like to keep my options open, so I am going to do all of the subjects in April. And then I need to do more because there are some books that I have to read in April that just won't fit. So I will go through all of these subjects alphabetically and what the prompt is, and the book that I'm going to be reading for that prompt. Honestly, the attention to detail in even just the letter is incredible. As you can also see there, please keep this letter safe. Duplicates will not be offered. So the first prompt is Ancient Runes, Heart Rune, Heart on the cover or in the title. So I'm going to go with The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi for this one. I have to read it for the BookTube SFF Awards, and there is sort of like little hearts on the cover on the gate thing. Yeah, it definitely counts. I don't actually have this one physically, so I will be listening to it on Scribd. And if you don't already have Scribd, then you can sign up for a free trial, and if you use the link down below in my description box, you will get an extra month for free. And I will also get a month for free, and god damn it, I need some free Scribd. Honestly, the amount of bills that are coming out at this time. Gilded Wolves, what the hell is it about? Okay, I'm trying really hard to summarise it without having to read what the summary is, but I'm really having a hard time trying to do that. I'm just like on Goodreads looking at a lot of reviews as well, seeing if anybody's done like a little nice summary, but no, hang on, right, there's this one. The Gilded Wolves is an atmospheric, glimmering, fast-paced fantasy heist tale set in late 19th century Paris prior to the Exposition Universelle. Okay, I really don't know what this one is about. I just know that it is nominated in the BookTube SFF Award, so I have to read it. I think it's nominated in the Best Fantasy category, so that is going to be for my Ancient Runes. So next we have Arithmancy, Magical Qualities of number 2, Balance and Opposites. Read something outside of your favourite genre. So my favourite genre is fantasy, so I can read anything outside of that, right? So I will put sci-fi in here and read Saga Volume 2 from the compendium that Becca at Becca and the Books gifted me. Thank you so much, Becca. And I read Volume 1 in March and I absolutely loved it. No spoilers for my March wrap-up, but it was so good. And it will really help my April TBR if I have some graphic novels on that. So yeah, this one is sci-fi. It's set in outer space. There are loads of different like races and species colonizing on loads of different planets. There's like a lot of stuff going on. And this follows two soldiers from opposite ends of a war that's going on, and they have a baby together, and it sets off this huge chain of events that starts happening from pretty much the very first page of Saga Volume 1. Sorry, the glare's terrible, isn't it? So I'm really looking forward to seeing where Volume 2 will go, because I just absolutely love Volume 1 and I thought it was brilliant. So yeah, I'm going to read this one for arithmancy. Then for astronomy, it is night classes. Read majority of this book when it's dark outside. And so I decided to pick a middle grade horror kind of novel, and that is Hisscritch Scratch by Lindsay Curry. This is an ARC copy. This one comes out on September 1st, 2020, and I'm really excited to read this. I was such a diva trying to request this one because I can't really read on a screen anymore. Like, just like a book, my eyes just wander, and I really struggle to read 8 ARCs. So I asked for a physical proof of this, and Source Books were so nice to send me this all the way from Chicago. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a diva. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just can't seem to read on my Kindle anymore, and it's just, yeah, that's going to be really bad for my neck alley. But anyway, this one follows a young girl called... Oh, everything is falling off these walls in this home library. If you haven't watched my home library video, I stuck a load of stuff on the walls, and half of it's fallen down. Anyway, sorry. This one follows Claire, and her dad is a sort of ghost hunter. They go on this bus tour in Chicago, and she sees this young boy at the back of the bus, and when she checks again at the end of the tour, he's gone, and she starts to get haunted, and she sees this random number everywhere, and it just sounds so good, and it sounds a little bit like City of Ghosts meets Small Spaces. But yeah, it comes out September 1st, 2020. I will leave a pre-order link down in the description box below. Then we have Care of Magical Creatures, and that is Hippogriff's Creature with a Beak on the cover. And for that one, I'm going to be reading Witches of Ash and Ruin by A. Latimer. This one was on my February TBR, so I did get the A arc of this before this came out. This is brand new, and I couldn't read it on my Kindle. I just couldn't read the A arc, so I got it when it came out earlier this month, and I'm so looking forward to it because what I did read on the Kindle was fantastic. I was absolutely loving it. But this follows Dana, and she is a witch with OCD, and she is bisexual, and she lives in Ireland. There are these witch covens, and there's this serial killer going around as well, and that's pretty much all I know about it. I'm sorry. But Ashley did just recently read this, and she absolutely loved it, and I really trust Ashley's opinions, and I just think this looks so fantastic, and oh, I can't wait. I absolutely love A. Latimer. I think she's amazing. So I'm definitely going to read it in April now that I have it physically. Okay, so for charms, the prompt is Lumos Maxima, read a book with a white cover. So I will be reading Red Sister by Mark Lawrence, the first book in the Book of the Ancestor series. Something like that. And that is the read rate review pick for April. The live show, I believe, will be on April 4th at 11 PM UK time. And I think it's going to be on Bex's channel. I will link her down below. So I was supposed to have that on my March TBR. Totally forgot. So now it's on my April TBR. I have to read it in the first 3 days. Well, 3-4 days of April. And all I really know about Red Sister is that it is about assassin nuns. So... it's set at a convent, there are young girls being raised to be killers, assassin nuns, what more do you need? So yeah, I will most likely be putting up a reminder on Twitter about the live show for that, so do keep an eye out. I will link my Twitter down below as well as the Read Rate Reviews Twitter. So yeah, I'm going to read that one for that prompt. Don't know anything else about it but that. And I'm sure a lot of people have already read it. Then we have Defense Against the Dark Arts, Grindylows book Set at the Sea or the Coast. So for that I'm going to read The Wicked King by Holly Black. I still need to read The Cruel Prince before I read this one, but there are still a few more days left in March, so I'm definitely going to have to read it for before then. Anyway, so this is the BookTube SFF Award nominee again, so I have to read this one. But I haven't read the first one yet, but I do know that this is the second book in the Folk of the Air series, and it's got fae in it, fairies. But a huge thank you to Paige for gifting me this, and I will of course link Paige's channel down below as well. Next we have divination, and that is third eye, assign numbers to your TBR and use a random number generator to pick your read. So what I did with this was, there was one book that I really needed to read that I couldn't really fit into the TBR, so my number was 1, I used a random number generator and I got 1. So I am reading Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia, and this one is also a BookTube SFF Award nominee. This is set during the Jazz Age, and the main character unleashes the main god of death. It sounds brilliant. I've heard so many good reviews about this one. Apparently there are jungles and there is the Mayan underworld, and I'm just really excited to explore mythology. I love books with mythology. So Mayan mythology, I don't think I've ever read anything with that, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. And then we have Herbology, which is Mimbless Mimbletonia. Title starts with an M. And guys, I'm going to read my first Disney Twisted Tales. Finally, I've been gifted pretty much all of them by you guys, and I just haven't started reading them. I just have so many high expectations of them, and I don't want them to sort of disappoint me. So I am going to read Mirror Mirror by Jen Colanita for this one, and thank you Cody for sending me this book. You're absolute gem. This was the first book that I got gifted in 2020, so I think this fits really well, and it also means that I get to start the Disney Twisted Tales, so I'm really excited to read this one. And this is a sort of Snow White retelling. What if the evil queen poisoned the prince? This is young adult, this is not middle grade, so when I read it I will understand why, because I don't understand why these aren't middle grade. If they're going to be like Disney Twisted Tales, are they like aged up? I don't know. But I'm really excited to find out for myself. And yeah, I love Snow White, I love the film, and I just think it's going to be really good. I love the evil queen, she's such a good villain. But it's such a classic story. And then we have History of Magic, which is Witch Hunts, books featuring witches and wizards. So I am picking a beast of a book with The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I am really intimidated by this one, but again, this one is a BookTube SFF Award nominee, so I have to read it. And it is chunky, but I've heard from a lot of people that this is quite easy to get through, and I love Samantha Shannon's writing, so I think I'm going to really enjoy this one, I really do. It is high fantasy, it's about a queendom without an heir, and there's a dark sea. There must be witches and wizards in it because I've used it for this prompt. I will most likely listen to the audiobook version of this because, oh my god, I'm going to need some help with this one. So yeah, that's all I pretty much know about it. But it is a gorgeous book, it is beautiful. Then we have Muggle Studies, which is a book from a perspective of a Muggle or a reader contemporary. And for that, I'm going to be reading The Distance Between Me and the Cherry Tree by Paola Peretti. And thank you so much, Nicola, for sending me this book. This is a middle grade contemporary. And all I pretty much know about this one is that it is about a 9-year-old girl who is losing her sight. And I really think this one's going to make me cry. I really, really do. It's quite short. It's most likely going to be quite a powerful and moving book. So I needed something on this massive TBR to, well, one that's short, but I don't mind if it hits me in the feels. I love books that can do that, so I'm really looking forward to, oh, stop saying that. So I had never heard about this book until Nicola sent me it. Even just by the summary, it's going to break my heart. Oh, yeah. And then for portions, we have the Shrinking Solution book that's under 150 pages. I don't have a lot of options for this at all. So one of the options that I did have was Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl. I remember reading this when I was very young, so this will be a reread, but the first time as an adult for me, and I've forgotten most of the story. It's only 82 pages long, but I am trying to reread all of Roald Dahl's books, starting from when I started last year, so I still have a few more to get through. So this will really help with that. Fantastic Mr. Fox is about a fox who's quite cunning, but that's all I pretty much know about it. So the last subject is Transfiguration, and the prompt for that is Animagus Lecture, a book or series that includes shape-shifting. And for that one, I'm going to be reading A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, and I will be reading this for Le Guin Along, which is being hosted by Ashley at A Frolic Through Fiction. We are reading this book in April, and I'm so excited to dive into this one because I have seen the Earthsea series like so many times, not actually read them, but I've seen them. I know they're quite a classic now, and I have watched Tales from Earthsea by Studio Ghibli, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that film, not gonna lie, but I think the books are gonna be so much better. This one does include shapeshifting. I don't know how, but it does. And all I know about this one is that it follows the greatest sorcerer in all of Earthsea. It just sounds so magical and wonderful, and I love books like that. So, and I also think it can span, you know, age groups as well. So I think it could be classed as a middle grade, could be classed as adult, young adult. You can fit it anywhere really. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to reading this one and joining in on Le Guin Along with Becca in the Books, Cody at Cody's Book Corner, and Jade at JD Rereads, and me and Ashley. So yeah, that's going to be good. That is all of the subjects and all of the prompts, but I do have 4 more books that I would like to get to in April. One of them is Dead Voices by Catherine Arden. This is the sequel to Small Spaces, and it is nominated for a BookTube SFF award, and I couldn't really fit it in any of the other prompts without taking something else out that I really needed to read. So it was, yeah, I had to put more in. Dead Voices is a middle grade horror, and it does follow the characters from Small Spaces, but this time they are going on a family winter ski trip, and scary things happen in the lodge, and I'm really looking forward to reading that one as well. And then the last book that I have to read for the BookTube SFF Awards is Sal and Gabby Break the Universe by Carlos Hernandez. So this one follows Sal, and Sal can conjure things, and he meets Gabby, and Gabby thinks that he can conjure her dead mother or something like that, and his powers break the universe. It is a Rick Riordan Presents book, so it will feature mythology, and yeah, that'll be the last book I need to read for the BookTube SFF Awards. For Middle Grade Monthly in April, we are reading The Wizards of Once by Cressida Cowell, and this is the first book in the Wizards of Once series. It's a bit of a backlist title because a lot of people were asking for something that is more easily accessible than the new releases we've been picking lately, which is absolutely fine, so we've picked The Wizards of Once. This one would have fit in with the History of Magic prompt, but I had to read Priory the Orange Tree for the BookTube SFF Awards. This one's about a young boy wizard and a young girl warrior, and they are brought up as enemies, but there is this ancient evil that has returned to the land or something like that, and they have to work together to fight it. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't read this one already, considering How to Train Your Gavin is the How to Train Your Dragon series by Cressida Cowell, the namesake for my channel. We are doing this one on Jade's channel at the end of April, so do check it out. Make sure you follow the Twitter, which I will link down below as well. There are a lot of links I'm throwing at you guys, I'm sorry. But yeah, I will be reading this one for April. And then finally for myself, I want to read my arc of The Unadoptables by Hannah Took. This one comes out on May 14th, so I really want to read it in April. And this one follows 5 orphans who are left under strange circumstances at this orphanage, and this mysterious stranger comes by and threatens to tear them apart, so they go on this epic sort of adventure, and it seems so good. So I'm really looking forward to diving into this one. I've been loving my middle grades, as you know, so I had to fit more middle grades on this TBR because there are just too many young adult and adult books on this, so I had to put in a middle grade. So obviously I hate myself. Oh bugger. The stack just fell over. That's because it is a huge bloody stack, I will show you. This is a fucking struggle. Why do I do this to myself? Why am I reading this many books in April? I can't even lift them up. So these are all the books that I'm reading in April. Oh my god. I can't even hold it up for that long. I just tried to do the thumbnail and oh my god. So yeah, this is my April TBR. I'm really excited. Now it will be fun because it's the Owls. So I'm reading these for a bigger purpose, and I might not get through all of them, but as long as I get through my career prompts, it's absolutely fine. And as long as I read the books for BookTube SFF, and as long as I read all the books that are for book clubs and read-alongs, which is fucking all of the books, let's be honest. So please let me know what you are doing for the Owls. I'd love to know your careers and what books you're reading, so leave a little comment in the comment box below. And please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching my video, I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. I'm a celebrity, get me fucking out of here.